Ratios, rates, and conversions. This is where you take the ratio, the comparison of two numbers by division, and you're going to put some life with it, such as 12 feet per second, and then converting things like feet per second into miles per hour. So the learning target is I will convert, which means change from one quantity to another, units and rates. First, let's backtrack and make sure we understand the vocabulary from this. From previous years, you should have learned that a ratio is a comparison of two numbers by division. 300 compared to 5. You may have seen it where it was like 300:5 or 300:5. Get in the practice of writing it as a fraction because that's going to make it where we can convert them, which is the task at hand for today. A rate is a ratio that compares different units. So we're taking that same ratio, 300 compared to 5, but we're putting some real life with it. We have units. 300 words compared to 5 minutes. So this could be like somebody's typing speed. And then the rate, this is where you write the rate and it has a denominator of words. So we're saying that 300 words in 5 minutes can be converted to a rate of 60 words per minute. Minute is singular, so that's meaning 1. That's how it has a denominator of 1. You may see this sometimes as like 600 words, and then it has a slash, and that meaning that slash is per minute. Excuse me. Okay, a conversion factor is a ratio of two equivalent measures in different units. It's always equal to 1. I listened to a calculus teacher one time, and they called this the FFU, the fancy form of 1. So here's some examples of conversion factors, some FFUs. 1 foot compared to 12 inches. These are equivalent. 1 foot is the same length as 12 inches. It's in different units. This one's feet, this one is inches. If you divide those out, it's equal as 1. And what we do is we use this to convert between feet and inches. Another example would be 60 minutes in 1 hour. And then also 5,280 feet per 1 mile. This is one that a lot of times kids don't have memorized, and that's one you need to know, that there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. As you'll see, sometimes I have one on top and sometimes I have one on bottom. You'll see next why it is that you might need to switch if the one is on top or the one is on bottom. So actually converting these units, changing from one unit to the other. So how you do this, that's in blue. You're going to multiply your given units by the appropriate conversion factor, which is the stuff that we saw back here. Those are conversion factors. That's not all of them, that's just a few of them. So let's take 1,250 centimeters, and we're wanting to change that to meters. So we're going to start, tell me how to do this. Let's go this way. Okay, so just ignore this stuff down here for now. I'll move it. I can't move it. Okay, so we're starting with 1,250 centimeters over 1. I put it over 1 just so it's as a ratio. And anytime you're multiplying by a whole number, which is what this is, 1,250 centimeters, you would put it over 1. We're going to multiply that by the appropriate conversion factor. So the conversion between centimeters and meters, there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Now what I want you to see there with these arrows is notice that I have centimeters diagonal from each other. The units that I want to eliminate, which is centimeters, that's what I'm getting rid of. I want to change it to meters. They are diagonal from each other. So if you think back to multiplying fractions, let's get a pen going here. If you were to multiply, that would cancel out. Centimeters cancels with centimeters. So what I have left is 1,250 times 1 meter, so that's 1,250 meters, over 1 times 100 is 100. Notice there's not a unit on bottom because that unit canceled out. I could also cancel out, like what you're used to with multiplying, I could have canceled both of those out by 10s or even by 50s. So 1,250 meters over 100, you divide that out and you get 12.5 meters. Okay, let's look at another one. Here's some more of converting rates. Before we converted units, now we're going to convert a rate where I've got a comparison of two of them, such as miles per hour. So you multiply your given rate by the appropriate conversion factor. It's the same how-to that we saw before. So here's the situation. A car is traveling at 55 miles per hour. See that slash? That's what I was talking about. That slash means per. What is the car's speed in feet per second? So I've put this in a different color so that you see the important parts there. I have been given the rate 55 miles per hour, and I'm converting it to feet per second. So start with the given rate, 55 miles per hour. I have two things to do here. I'm going to need to convert miles to feet, and then I also need to convert hours to second. It really doesn't matter which conversion you do first, because what's going to happen is you're multiplying, and we know from the commutative property of multiplication that the order doesn't matter. So I'm going to start with feet to miles. Here's the conversion factor. I have the 1 on bottom this time because I want miles to cancel. I want to get rid of miles. So what that will do is that will give me a big number, 55 times 5,280 feet per hour. So I have half of my conversion done. I'm comparing feet to hours, but as you know, we also need to change those hours to seconds. Now there is one conversion to go from hours to second, but chances are you don't know that, but you do know hours to minutes. So 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes, so that gets rid of hours. Those are canceling. I have a comparison of feet to minutes, so now I need to convert minutes to seconds. 1 minute is equivalent to 60 seconds, so the minutes cancel. So my units are feet compared to seconds, which is what we're after. You multiply that across, you're going to get 290,400 feet over 3,600 seconds. So 3,600 is the conversion to go directly from hours to seconds. Then you divide that out, and what you end up with is 80.66666, which would round to 0.67 feet per second.